Welcome to the Hooligan Hangout, your mom's favorite place to be. I'm your host, Edward.
I'm Noah.
I'm Anthony.
And what we're going to talk about today is just plenty of entertainment. We got a little game we like to play, Kill the Icebreaker. Would you like to explain it, Edward?
No. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Who's going to go?
You go, Edward.
Okay. All right, so we're going to be playing a game. We call it Spam Mail. So we all either found one real or made up a news article, and we're going to read it out along with a brief description, and we're going to try to see if it's spam mail or if it's real.
Spam mail meaning fake, of course.
Of course.
All right, who wants to go first?
Anthony looks like he wants to. Oh, he pointed to himself. He volunteered.
Anthony, man, you got to do it now.
All right. So my article, the headline is called "Man Sues Date for Texting During the Movie."
Wait, what? Say it again?
Man sues date for texting during the movie.
Really?
Yeah. So, okay. So apparently this was their first date. So they went to the movie theater, and like halfway in, this girl started just texting and like not paying attention to the movie at all. And then another 30 minutes went through, and she just got up and left. And so the guy wanted to sue her for $17.38 to cover the ticket and cost and the popcorn. And then
17?
Yeah, $17.38. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I kind of believe it just because the ticket was $17.38. It wasn't like something outrageous, but like, what state was it? What state was it?
It was Texas. It was actually in Austin.
No, it's
really?
I think it's just petty enough to happen.
Yeah, Texas is a pretty stubborn place. Yeah, I'll go. I'll go with that's true. That's not spam. That's true.
That's not spam mail.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's a true story. It happened here in Austin, and then the girl finally just paid him back, so that they didn't have to get lawyers.
They made an article about that. That's so funny.
Yeah. I guess that's one way to get it done.
Oh yeah, for sure. Let me see.
I want my money back.
Hey, I got one. So Costco issued a recall for toilet paper.
Bruh.
And all right. So basically, this article says the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic prompted a run on stores by consumers stocking up on common foodstuffs and dry goods, most notably toilet paper. Costco was hit pretty hard. Well, that's basically what it says. They were hit pretty hard, and a lot of people hoarding. Of course, you know the drill. And they even show a video, like, of course, all of the toilet paper is gone. And it says mid-March, when they saw the spread via social media of a purported notice from Costco, it was informing customers the company had reissued a recall from their Kirkland Signature brand of bath tissue because it has been contaminated with coronavirus.
Hey. I don't know. I could see that happening.
Take your best votes.
I say it's not spam mail.
I don't think that's spam mail either.
No
I think
way.
that happened.
That is false. That did not happen. They
I
did
didn't
not
even find that
recall.
article.
They did not recall because it was contaminated. In fact, they even looked into it more, and it's actually I probably can't pull up a picture right now, but it's Kirkland bath tissue. And yeah, it says it was just another hoax because, like, why would you recall toilet paper, especially at this time?
Dang.
All right, is it my turn?
Yes, sir.
All right. Florida man doesn't get straw. Attacks
Florida man.
McDonald's employee.
You would pick
I
Florida,
believe it
man.
just because it was
I
in
believe
Florida.
it because it's in
Like,
Florida.
Daniel Taylor became upset Monday when there were no straws at the St. Petersburg McDonald's condiment bar. Taylor was unaware of a new city law that went into effect requiring customers to request straws. Despite being told of the law, Taylor began screaming at employees, claiming the law didn't exist.
No, yeah, I totally believe it. I can see that happening.
Just wait a minute. Imagine there being a law that you have to request straws. So
They
you
did
walk in, you're looking for a straw, you pick it up, and you're just like about to like put it in your drink that you brought in or whatever, and they grab your hand. They're just like, "No, sir, that's against the law."
Whoa,
Whoa,
Where'd you
whoa,
get
buddy.
Nah, but that's tough because it's Florida, but that's just so stupid. Like,
No, I believe it.
Save the turtles, bro.
I don't believe it. We're gonna split on this one.
It is in fact true.
Really?
I knew it.
That is so stupid. I can't.
Or did he just yell at him, or was he like fighting him too?
Hey, you took my
Was,
straw.
Taylor grabbed employee by the shirt collar and pulled her onto the counter.
Oh my
Oh my god.
You listen here. I want my goddamn straw.
Sir, it's just one straw. I don't give a dang what strong it is.
I don't care what turtle I'm killing.
I mean, we should all know anything from Florida. True. Sorry, my Florida fans. All right, next segment, we're going to get right into the news. We got a bunch of movie news this week, especially around this COVID-19. First off, we're going to talk about Halloween Kills. It's just a new update. Halloween Kills is going to be the sequel to Halloween from 2018. It's set to release October 2020. And as of right now, the Scott Teems, the co-writer, was talking about it. It's officially not going to be delayed right now. So that's a plus for horror movies. And the co-writer, Scott Teems, says that I really can't say anything about it, but I'm really excited about it. I saw a rough cut of it a few weeks ago. I'm a little biased. My gut says that people that like the last one will be very excited about this one. It's like the first one on steroids, I guess. It really is the bigger, badder, meaner version of the first one. And we got this from a reporter off of slashfilm.com. So what do y'all think about this new sequel? It's supposed to be a trilogy. They're going to make a third one, apparently. So
I haven't even seen the first one, to be honest.
Wow.
So, I mean,
Wow.
so I can't really say much about it.
It's because Anthony doesn't live in Midland with us.
Did you see it, Edward?
That is why.
We watched it together.
When?
I could have sworn me, you, and Alex watched it together.
Nah, I haven't seen it.
What?
Yeah, I haven't had the chance to see it. I want to though. I really do. I
saw it with someone,
movies.
but yeah, I did see it, and it was actually pretty good.
That's what I heard. I want to see
I haven't even seen a preview, so that's pretty bad.
No, I mean I'm down for a sequel. Like I really am, because I think from what I've actually seen, they're doing it pretty right. They're doing
it was pretty good. The ending was pretty crazy too. So I'm really excited to see how they bring him back this time. You know,
this time they always bring him back. Do y'all think it's gonna get delayed though? Because
for sure.
Yeah,
it's cutting it close. October.
Nah, it will.
If it hasn't been fully filmed by now, then it's for sure getting delayed. But if it's in post, then
he's making it sound. Sorry,
maybe it gets delayed like an extra month or two if it's in post production. But if it's not done being filmed, then there's no way it's going to come out within the next 6 months.
He's making it sound like it's in post production, to be honest with you. But we'll see, man. I mean, personally, I like horror movies, so we'll see what happens. Because these newer ones are actually not that bad. They're actually getting a little bit more consistent with these horror movies.
I agree. They've been getting them a lot better lately.
What's your favorite one recently?
Recently, I liked Us. That was a good one.
Yeah, I think
Us.
I think that's
really
my
good.
favorite. Easily.
That was a good psychological thriller.
For sure.
Us.
That really, the ending of that movie really threw me off too.
Yeah, no, what's crazy, Jordan Peele's just, I like him as a director. I've seen all of them so far.
He do just be vibing though.
I'm ready for his Candyman that's supposed to come
Me
out.
too.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
It looks really good, but I'm pretty sure it's getting delayed. I heard about. That wasn't news this week. It was like a few weeks ago.
Yeah, and I don't know if y'all saw, but recently the only money from that's going into the box office, the United States one at least, has been from like a single drive-in in like Florida, of course. How do y'all?
I saw that.
Do y'all think that movie theaters are gonna recover from this, or do you think it's just gonna be downhill from?
No, I think they'll definitely recover.
Oh no!
Yeah, but you got to think of how
so.
how much longer they're going to be closed, dude. Because if like business is closed for like 3 months straight, that's not good at all.
I don't know. Personally, I think they're gonna get out of it fine. especially the
don't-
big chain ones for sure.
I think those are going to be the only ones that survive. I think maybe Cinemark and will be okay, but I don't see that many other than that.
Drive-in theaters are thriving right now, like you said, yeah. Because I
Yeah.
mean, you're not anywhere near one. You're in your own car, but
I don't even know
personally,
many of those that are open, honestly.
yeah. Personally, I don't. They're not going to recover that soon, because you got to think about what kind of movies are going to be out by then. Like, because everything's getting pushed back. What are they going to open with? Like,
I think
that's
the
true, that's
issue they're
true.
going to be running into too is now that they can't put it on movies, they're going to be more putting it on streaming platforms right out the gate. And if that's successful, then there's just going to be no reason on giving any royalties to movie theaters.
well, no, yeah. The thing is, too, the streaming is actually pretty successful right now
Exactly.
Yeah, it's doing really
with their
good.
sales numbers, and that's what scares me, because I don't want movie theaters to ever go away. It's just like I love movie theaters.
Me
It's
too.
just- it's different.
It's
It hits
a great
different.
time.
Yeah,
It
it really
is.
does.
All right, next we got some Netflix news actually. So do y'all remember Enola Holmes was announced a couple months back? It's
I
basically
saw that.
the-
Yeah.
I believe it's the daughter of Sherlock Holmes.
Oh,
It's being bought. The rights are being bought by Netflix, so it's in good hands. And it's starring Millie
Interesting.
Bobby Brown is going to be Enola Holmes, and then Henry Cavill is actually supposed to be Sherlock. So
oh, wow.
I
yeah,
don't know
no,
how I feel about that, honestly.
I think he's a good actor. He really pulls it
He is a
together
good
for every
actor,
role.
but I don't know about Sherlock.
I think he could do it.
Yeah, no, he's
I don't think he'll-
already
I don't think he'll be better than Robert Downey Jr., but
he's English, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's got an accent. No, he'll pull it off. He was in Mission Impossible too. I
That's
thought that
true.
role
He was
was
good
pretty
in that
for
role.
him. Yeah.
yeah, he was really good.
Millie Bobby Brown really she's killing it. She's been getting all these offers.
Yeah, she's doing really good. I like her too. I like her.
I like her as
role
an
she
actress. I like her as an actress. That's about it.
Yeah, I think that's all for that, really.
Yeah, and then next we got some Venom 2 news. Of course, Andy Serkis is directing. This week we got official title. It's called Let There Be Carnage as the subtitle. But we also got some bad news because it's going to be delayed about 8 months because of COVID. It was supposed to be released October 2nd this year, but it's going to be pushed back to June 25th. So
That's insane.
Wait,
I'm
whatever.
really disappointed at that.
no, yeah, me too. But I mean, optimism. It's going to give them a lot more time to spruce up what they're
Work on
cooking.
it.
Or
What do y'all
it
think
could
about the
give them
title?
a lot more time to mess with it and tweak it to the point of
Yeah.
imperfection. And I think
I
there should be a balance there. And I think they're going to have too much time on their hands. And they're going to be rewatching it, of course, to make sure it's perfect. And
I trust Andy Serkis though. I really do. He's always on some real good projects. He hasn't let me down yet, so
it's a good point.
What do y'all think about the name?
The title is
Yeah,
like a very corny
I
rock
like
bar.
it. I really do.
it's
I
all
think it sounds
right.
Cool.
I
I
think
liked it.
I don't have a
think-
problem with it.
I think it's really freaking corny. Like
I think
it's
There's
a
been a
terrible.
lot of backlash on it.
It's a terrible pun. It's awful.
well, I mean, spoilers for Venom 1, but I mean, at the end, he did say, gonna be Carnage, so
Yeah.
it's homage to that, I guess. With
I mean,
Woody
that
Harrelson.
was also a terrible line too. So
Did y'all like? I didn't really dig his hair at the end, the way he looked. I'm sure they'll fix it, but he looked weird in my opinion.
I better fix it.
And then Tom Hardy, he's gonna do good. We all know Tom Hardy's gonna do good. Tom Hardy's also gonna be on that new Al Capone, I think, movie.
Really,
Falcone or whatever. Yeah, no, I'm excited for that one too because I dig gangster movies, like mobster movies.
me too.
Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Beep boop, beep boop.
Beep boop.
Fonzo, yeah. It's called Fonzo. The Final Days of Notorious Gangster Al Capone. Yeah, and even in the picture, he looks good for the role.
Interesting.
He's always good for the role. He played freaking Bane, and I didn't even know.
What?
I didn't know he played Bane first going into it.
I didn't know that either.
Oh wait, you didn't know that at all?
Oh, I mean, I forgot we were talking about Tom Hardy for a second.
We are.
I'm gonna be real. I forgot we were talking about Tom Hardy.
Oh.
I thought we were talking about Andy Serkis, and I was like, what?
Fat Boy?
This is the first time hearing about this.
All right, if you're a Marvel fan, we do got some Spider-Man news. First off, Marvel Spider-Man 3, which is untitled right now, is set to release November 5th, 2021 now, instead of July 16th, 2021. So it's getting pushed back from the summertime to a fall date.
I think that's the fattest L of
I don't know how they're
2020.
gonna do that movie. I don't know. Like the way the last one ended.
I'm really excited for it.
I am
I
too.
mean, I was reading Tom Holland said that he said the script's really good. Like
I'm
Yeah.
really excited for it.
he's digging it. He said
I love Tom
they're
Holland.
doing a good thing.
Each Spider-Man movie from him has progressively gotten better and better, so I'm
Yeah, I
really
agree.
excited about
Story-wise,
this
yeah.
third one.
As long as they don't rely on Tony again, I'll be cool with it.
Right.
Even in Death, they relied on him. Was ridiculous.
I didn't mind it that much because
But he was like growing into himself. Like,
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
a mentor. So now he's growing apart from him.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah, I'm glad he's growing
now he's
apart
figuring
now.
out his own way to do things.
Right.
Yeah, and this movie kills me. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 2 is now delayed from its original release date. It was supposed to come April 8th, 2022, but now it's coming October 7th, 2022.
Now
That
that's
movie was so
disappointing
good.
too.
It's gonna be a lot of months. I don't know. You would think for an animated movie they could all work from home though. They wouldn't skip a
Yeah.
beat. But
I mean, it takes a lot of coordination, and I'm
Yeah.
sure that coordination is a lot harder to get from home, and it also takes some beefy computers
yeah,
that I'm sure only exist in their studios, and I don't think a studio would be okay with lending like $20,000 computers to have people at their house.
yeah, the animation's mighty pretty. Gotta tell you, it's my
Mhm.
favorite animation. That was my favorite Spider-Man movie.
Me too.
Or it's like at least top.
Yeah, it's in my top 3.
Easily.
All right, more Marvel news. This one's not about Spider-Man, but Doctor Strange 2. It'll be moved to March 25th, 2022, and Thor 4 will also be moved up. It'll actually be moved up 1 week on February 18th, 2022. So
I'm
Thor 4
especially
is-
excited about those because those were my 2 favorite movies out of the whole Marvel movies.
No, yeah,
Out of all of
Doctor
them.
Strange is my favorite character.
Doctor Strange
I'm
and then Thor Ragnarok were awesome.
Really excited for Doctor Strange 2, but I'm really scared about what they're doing with Thor 4.
Yeah, I don't know.
The direction they're going in really kind of concerns me a lot.
Wait,
And
why?
I'm
What's up? It sounds cool.
I have a really odd feeling that they're just gonna ditch Thor and replace him with the woman actor Natalie
Jane?
Portman, Jane Foster.
Oh, you know what? Now that you say that, well,
And
they already abandoned Thor. He's already off with the Guardians.
With
He
the
already
Guardians,
He already
yeah.
gave it off to Valkyrie.
Well, yeah, that's fair. But you know what I mean.
Thor's one
I'm
of
just
my
afraid
favorite
they're just gonna
characters.
give Chris Hemsworth the boot for Natalie Portman. And there's nothing against her character, but it's just
Have
She's
y'all
one of
seen
my-
the
very iconic role that's being deleted, and I'm really scared that they might actually be ballsy enough to do it.
Yeah.
thing?
What were you gonna say, Anthony?
Have y'all seen the new movie he's making?
Hemsworth?
Yeah.
We're watching that next week.
Oh, is that the one? I didn't
Yeah.
know it was that one. Okay, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I want to
okay.
see that. That looks really good too.
That's the one.
He's been
Dr.
working hard on it.
No,
So-
yeah. He's always lean and fit for everything he freaking does. He's a monster. But
For sure.
Doctor Strange 2 is what worries me because at first they said it's gonna be a darker movie. It's gonna be which really excited
More
me
of a
because
horror genre.
yeah, like Shattered Dimensions and all that. So I was really excited. But then they booted the director because he wanted to actually delve into that and they want to still be kid friendly. So I like that Sam
I think-
Raimi's joining it, but it just kind of irritated me, you know?
Me too.
So I was
I
like,
agree.
you really messed up the whole vibe of that it's supposed to give off. Now I'm not as excited, but
A dark Doctor Strange movie would be really awesome.
I think
Oh,
he's
yeah.
just one of
I was
those dark
excited for it.
characters that it has to be.
Yeah.
if he's not, his character in the first one, I mean, obviously it was his origin and they explained, but like the magic aspect and all that, like yeah, he's got it. And I mean, Scarlet Witch is gonna help that, but now I don't know what they're doing, honestly.
Me too. I thought that she was about to take him through like some crazy, terrible trips, but I guess now they can't be that terrible. So
Yeah. And then Thor 4, I'm excited for Beta Ray Bill. I don't know about y'all, but
I didn't know they were doing him in Thor 4.
I didn't either.
I think that's who Christian Bale's playing. I think.
Really?
Really?
No, I think I'm wrong actually.
I thought he was playing a villain.
That's right. He was playing a villain. Let me see if anyone's cast real quick, boys.
Christian Bale is probably my favorite Batman so far.
I definitely think Batfleck is my favorite.
Batfleck's the GOAT, dude.
I don't like him that much. I mean, I do, but
Yeah, well, he hasn't had that much screen time, but still,
I don't know. I don't like him that much.
from a comic
But
book standpoint, he's
I
my
think
favorite.
Robert Pattinson has the potential to take
Yeah.
the cake of best Batman of all time.
I agree to that.
Oh yeah, for
I'm
sure.
excited to see Robert Patterson.
Patterson. Patterson. All right, next we got more Tom Holland news. Y'all know about his Uncharted film?
Yeah, I was really,
Yeah, I've seen
really excited for that one.
Well, it's being moved up actually, significantly. Actually, it's getting moved up from October 8th, 2021, to July 16th, 2021. So, summer.
I'm really surprised, and that'll give me something to watch this summer.
I feel like they're moving it up because Spider-Man's getting pushed back, kind of like flop.
I agree.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm in the process of playing those games, but I'm really excited to see how it'll turn out. But I mean, video games movies haven't really turned out the greatest, besides like Pokemon, Sonic, as of
It's
late.
because I feel like they're so good in doing the story and the game itself. It's hard to do it on a live action and not have it be scene for scene remake. Because no one wants to see a scene for scene remake. No matter how much you think you want to see it, you don't want to see it.
Yeah, that's how I felt honestly about. I don't know if y'all saw the new Tomb Raider. I saw it, and it felt like the original game. It was the same. It felt like the same setting. I mean, the story was a little different, but same concept. I wasn't that invested in it because it felt the exact same as a game. But
Exactly.
all right, let's delve in. We got some Warner Brother news. All right, first off, that new Scoob movie. It was supposed to release theatrically on May 15th, but it is now going straight to digital platforms, just like everything else these days. Whew. Were y'all gonna watch that, or what's up?
I was gonna
watch
that
it
with my little
now.
brother.
I don't
I
think I
think-
would have gone to the movies to see it.
I have a small child with me, so I'm like obligated to take him to stuff like that. So
Well, if y'all wanna see our review and all that, just hit us up. Let us know if y'all want to see Scoob that week of May 15th, and we'll go ahead and rent it and see how it goes. Because I mean, I'm genuinely kind of curious because it does look like a fun movie.
me too.
But-
It looked
but
like
they
a
keep-
really
I
adorable.
like the
movie.
animation.
Yeah, the animation's
good.
cool, but they keep redoing it. So I mean, I hope we'll just see. We'll just see what's going on. But I mean, honestly, I think it looks like a home run hitter right now with the kids, at least.
For sure.
All right, and then speaking of Batfleck and Robert Pattinson, Matt Reeves' The Batman is now going to be released October 1st, 2021, which this really bums me.
That
Like,
bums me out
really.
so
Yeah.
tremendously
Out of all
bad.
the news, like I wish this one wasn't pushed back because
I was
I'm, like,
looking
so
forward
excited.
to that movie more than any Warner Brothers release, and that's including The Flash, which is also my favorite superhero of all time.
Oh yeah,
I was
speaking
really
of-
looking forward to the Batman. It just looked so good and amazing, and it looked like it was going to be one of the first movies to do him
I love the
massive
Batmobile.
justice since
dude.
The Dark Knight.
Dude, the
That's probably-
Batmobile was like
It's awesome.
so cool because I like that they're taking the
From a-
actual like '80s feel to it.
Yeah.
I agree. I really like the Bat bike too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
God.
And his suit. Everything
And despite
about
what
it,
y'all say,
honestly.
the suit was honestly one of the coolest bat suits
Yeah, I
I've
love the
seen.
suit.
I think it's really cool, but you can definitely tell it's a prototype. Like that's not going to be his final
Mhm.
Oh,
suit.
for sure. But for a prototype suit, it looks absolutely
Badass. I kind of dig his no chin strap.
I agree.
Yeah,
A lot of
I
people
that
like
too.
hate on it, but in my opinion, I actually kind of dig it because
Well, I
it's
don't
a
think
little
people
bit more
hate on
true
it
to
because
the
they don't like the
original.
way it looks. I think they hate on it because it almost looks identical to Daredevil's suit,
Yeah, that's true
I
too. But I
heard
just
mean,
with
a lot of
longer
people were
ears.
talking about that.
yeah. But I
But
mean, Marvel fans gonna argue, right?
Sure.
but I do think if it would have been any other actor, I don't think that would have worked as well.
Robert Pattinson is gonna do good. I just recently saw The Lighthouse with Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe. Dude, he kills that. Like, it made me more excited than ever for what he's about to do.
As much as I hate him for my constant childhood bullying, I think he's going to be the best Batman.
No, I'm starting to think that too, especially with Matt Reeves, and then the amount of villains they're starting to bring in. Like the first film already has like what four villains, maybe more.
Mm-hmm. I think it's
And
supposed to be based off of The Long Halloween, which is going to be crazy.
No, it's gonna be extra dope. And then this is pretty big. Ezra Miller's The Flash delayed once again. It'll be released June 3rd, 2022. They can't get their
What's
crap
new?
together.
What's new? It's been
I really wanted
delayed.
to see
Like
that one.
it's been delayed 5 years straight. I cannot believe this.
Yeah, but you know what makes it worse? Ezra Miller, that video that surfaced. If nobody knows, he was choking out a woman on the video.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Not my Flash.
That's gonna kill. That's gonna kill. If
That was Ezra. That was not very
I didn't really like his Flash all that much. I liked his character. I didn't like him as the character. Is what I'm trying to say.
I didn't
I
like
dig
him to
the
begin
character.
with, but he grew on me.
No.
It's a joke, guys. Don't get all offended on us. It's just a joke, and I didn't
I'm
say
gonna
it in
have
the
to cut that
comment.
out.
But yeah, so I don't know what's gonna happen there. Honestly, I don't know if they're gonna kick him because he wrote the script, so I don't know if they're gonna kick him or they're just gonna let him continue with it. But because if it is based on Flashpoint, it's an easy way for him to get kicked out. So we'll see. And then more news because freaking Aquaman also got, or Aquaman 2 isn't probably not going to be having what's her name, Mira.
Oh, I know.
Amber Heard, right?
That one hurt. I really wanted that one.
I'm disappointed because I actually really like Amber Heard as the character, but at the same time, what she's doing with Johnny Depp is so bad. Like,
I didn't know that she was actually insane.
No, yeah, she sounds crazy, faking injury towards Johnny Depp.
Anyways.
But yeah, everyone's siding with Johnny right now because right now the evidence appears to be true, but we'll see what happens because she could get significant jail time with that, and that just kills her character.
Crazy.
It is. DC really do be doing that, I guess. All right, finally for DC movies at least, David Sandberg's Shazam 2 is going to be pushed to November 4th, 2022.
Also sucks. Really liked their first Shazam 2.
Oh yeah, I did. They're playing around. Did y'all know if they revealed the villain yet, or?
I don't think so.
No.
Because I know The Rock said they're not doing his movie till after, so with the Black Adam.
Yeah, I think they were gonna try to do what's the worm's name? I'm gonna get flamed for this. Yeah, they're gonna.
Yeah,
I think I'm pretty sure the worm is supposed to be the villain for the next.
The
next
Legion
movie.
of Doom. Someone say Legion.
That already exists. It just didn't get followed through with.
Facts.
Even though my boy Joe was about to be the best Deathstroke of all time.
I'm so disappointed if he's not going to be Deathstroke, dude. They need to keep him, bring him back. Or not bring him back, even. Just keep him. Like, don't recast.
For real, though. He's easily the best. Like, his suit looked the best, too. Like, I was so excited for that.
It's iconic, dude. Very iconic.
My disappointment is immense.
Measurable. Shout out to the Daily Report. But, Pause. Anthony, shut. All All right, now we're gonna get into our main segment of the day. This week we were hung up and we watched Code 8, which is a new movie on Netflix, directed by Jeff Chan, starring Stephen Amell. You know him from Arrow, and his brother Robbie Amell, who's lesser known, but he's also from The Babysitter. This is the synopsis from Netflix. If y'all want to watch it, it's in a city where superpowered people are ostracized. An earnest-day laborer considers using his outlawed abilities for money to save his sick mothers. So, it's number 4 on Netflix right now. If y'all want to watch it, and what are your impressions?
Hold on, let me crack open a cold one with the boys real quick.
See.
Yep.
No, I liked it. It didn't live up to the hype in my opinion, but
I don't think it did either.
Was there hype towards it? I didn't think it was hype towards it.
No, the only person who put hype towards it was Anthony, and Anthony overhyped the
okay.
movie. So it's his fault we're disappointed in it, not the actual.
Well, I heard a lot of
movie
hype
producers.
about it.
I really went
It was
scene by scene.
basic.
It was kind of basic, right?
It was basic.
It was kind of predictable.
Yeah, I was okay with it throughout the movie, but the ending, I couldn't stand the way it ended. It didn't feel like an ending to me. It felt like there was still supposed to be more happening, and it just didn't happen.
I even put like a possible sequel they're trying to do, but I don't know what else they would do.
It didn't leave itself open to a sequel. It just didn't feel like the movie ended. It just.
Well, no, it kind of ended. I could see how they could do a sequel, but I just don't think if they wanted to, they should. What's it going to be called? Code 9? COVID-19? And then the only part of the movie where they mentioned the title was when the robots were like, oh, we got a Code 8.
Yeah, it didn't make sense for it to be called Code 8 either. I didn't understand why it was called Code 8 because I didn't even pick that up in the movie watching it the first time.
I was just like, okay. All right, so let's do it. I got a scene by scene that I wrote down we can talk about. So basically, beginning of the freaking movie, we learn that there's new powered people, and they're basically born, and there's 4% of the world is powered people. I would call them supers, but... And then there's also people that are trying to get drugs from them, and they're overdosing on what's called psych. I don't know why they want to call it psych, and it's literally the spinal fluid of these powered people. It's illegal.
Dude, that's
I
crazy.
think the thing that threw me off the most was on like a radio show where they were trying to figure out whether the people who the spinal fluid was being taken from should be considered traffickers or not.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That part made me so mad. It was like, that's not even like, I don't think anyone would ever think that in their mind at all, no matter what circumstance.
And then, okay, to top it off, this movie wants to introduce officers that switch to robots, and they're calling them guardians. But the whole movie, the soups killed them. Like they had no problem destroying these robots.
Yeah, like
what was the point of them?
And then they didn't even completely take over human cops either. Like
yeah, they weren't even like as often as I thought.
They had more human cops than they had the robot cops,
yeah,
which made no sense whatsoever.
The humans were doing better than the robots, in my opinion.
Yeah,
honestly.
There was only one scene where the robots actually killed them, and they weren't even supers. They were non-humans. I mean, they were humans. They were regular humans.
No sense.
I did like one part at the beginning. It was whenever Connor is Robbie Amell, and his mother is Mary Reed, played by Carrie Matchett, and his mother asks him if he wanted to be a vegetable. What vegetable or fruit does he want to be? And Connor straight up, he tells her a tomato because it's not really considered it's multi-vegetable and a fruit. And I kind of thought that was a little bit cool just because it shows that like he wants to be versatile, kind of a little bit. And honestly, at the time, I thought it was gonna foreshadow like, oh, he's gonna show like he can do much more than electricity. But no, he did one thing the whole time.
Yeah, they're like, oh, he's a lot stronger than he thinks. 10-minute montage, and then he just does it like without any kind of repercussion.
Okay, this part made me mad.
What's up?
It was towards the end of the movie when they were distracting that guard with the robots and everything, you know?
Yeah.
Distracting the truck. And he like built up this like huge power, and he's like just like going crazy getting his power, and hits the van, and it's like nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? That
Yeah,
made me
where he's
so
just sitting there and
mad.
everyone's like, do it. And this is the most anticlimactic like wave of
Oh my-
electricity you've ever seen in your life.
That made me so mad.
I thought he was going to tear up the whole block, but he
And
just
like
literally.
blow it up
yeah.
or something. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he didn't even get the robots next to the van. He only got the van.
I know.
It makes me laugh though, is the robots didn't do crap either. Like I said, he literally pushed them to the floor and they were just like, oh, spazzing out.
Yeah.
But Electro has more power than this dude. He's
For real, though.
he's not that powerful. But next, the mother, she appeared to be sick, which she was sick throughout the whole movie, and the way they indicated it was like an infection on her hand, and when she was trying to wash it off, it burned. It honestly, in my opinion, it seemed like it was part of an electricity side effect or something.
Me too, but it turned out it was just ice.
It
I
was
just
just
think
poop.
that, but
It was
that
just
could have been
poopy.
smart.
No, it was just freaking ice. It's like it kind of feels like what if
Also-
she took psych or something and those are
The-
like the side effects.
The way they like talked about it throughout the first half, it sounded like she just had like superhero cancer, and then at the end they're like, "Oh no, it's just a brain tumor." Sorry.
Yeah, it's just a
Yeah.
disease. And I was just like, a brain tumor does
What if,
that?
like,
The way
what
she
if
was dying.
a healer the whole time, and then she's healed so many people in her day, it just started taking over.
That's a good theory, but I disagree.
Yeah, I
No,
disagree.
I'm
as
just
well.
saying.
I don't think that's what.
I also think that
That
the way
might
they did
be.
the healer
Yeah.
was very dumb.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that.
Very-
we'll get to that.
Very dumb.
Yeah.
All right, so the whole premise, society sees these powers as dangerous, like these individuals, they see them as very dangerous. They're outlawed, they're criminals basically. But they still use them for work in different jobs. Like they showed Connor going to his construction job, and y'all saw like they had lasers through their fingers. They had his electric powers for the freaking wiring. They used them for good use. So what made me like find it dumb was when the police showed up identifying them, and they're like, "You need a permit for these powers," and I'm just like, "They're working, bro. Like,
Yeah, I was thinking.
can
about
you
Me
use
that.
your
too.
powers for
Those-
work?"
I was like, really?
I'm glad that they didn't arrest him right off the bat. They just told him to go home instead.
Oh yeah, but
The way that it was going, I thought they were going to straight up just mow them all down, and I was about to be very
Those
mad.
cops hated them. Like,
No,
for
yeah,
no
for sure.
reason. They
It's-
like hated them.
if you were a super dude, you're dead on the spot.
Yeah,
like, they
honestly.
will not treat you right, especially if you're just born with it. But I didn't like that you needed a permit for it. I was like, huh? And then the whole time the police are
funny.
in control of all these psych drugs, and the dealers are voluntarily making them. Like y'all saw that scene where they busted that drug deal, and they were just putting supers in the back, and they were just sucking the life out of them
Yeah.
for that psych. And you know what I did find interesting was the beginning when the police were identifying them, how they didn't identify Connor.
Yeah, but then somehow they didn't identify Connor as having powers, but then later on they're like, he's a class 5.
Yeah, and he was like a class 2 or something before he got all those new powers, and all of a sudden, oh, he's a class 5.
Didn't he?
What?
I thought they didn't identify anyone with them though.
They identified that one guy, remember? Because he
Well, that was
was
just that one guy, but the other guys had powers too. They didn't identify
That's what I'm
him.
saying. How did it not identify him?
They only identified the one guy because he was a fugitive. He was
Oh,
wanted.
okay.
Yeah.
I guess we gotta pay attention.
That's why he
Um,
ran.
And then Connor, he joined a gang of the powered people. It was basically Marcus Sutcliffe's crew, and they were hiring him for a job. And it's basically like a little gang. They were set up to rob a bank. Connor learns different powers from Garrett, which is Stephen Amell's character. And I didn't really like how Connor was slowly turning into a criminal. Like I understand why. His mother's
Yeah.
dying. He needs the money.
Yeah,
But
You could really see it at the end though too, how much he came from, like how much his morals had changed.
mhm.
mhm. And then
Especially like I thought his mom telling him to stop would be where it was gonna end, and he was gonna try to like fight his way out, but he was like, actually, no one tells me what to do.
Yeah, even when his mom said, like, did you get the job? Because he was practicing for that interview, he was like, yeah,
Straight
totally.
lied. Just
Yeah,
straight lied to her face.
And the whole time I was like, what job, bro? He didn't go to no interviews, bro.
I so didn't like how he acted so surprised that she knew, but he literally went and like threatened her, like his mom's boss or something. Like he wouldn't freak out.
I found that funny, dude. I actually found it.
I did too.
But next, and then we got. Okay, we found out who Marcus Sutcliffe is, and he has like a quote unquote girlfriend. Her name's Nia, and we find out she's a healer. And she's helping Marcus for her own benefit. She's trying to pay off the debt for her dad, who is in prison, who did not pay off Marcus's debt. Marcus is a very powerful person in the city, and Connor wants her to help heal his mother, basically, because she does become hospitalized and the disease becomes worse. She has to go to immediate surgery, but the doctor says that it might be too late, basically. And
Well, it wasn't that. It was that he was broke and couldn't afford it.
oh yeah, that's right. That's right. He needed a down payment, but the doctor did say it was a little late in the process too. So then he went for a trade with Marcus, which you'll find out was terrible. Who saw that coming, right? But in exchange for the psych drug, Marcus was going to give Nia to Connor so he can heal his mother. And then, once they got the drugs, they were double-crossed. And I thought this was the peak moment of the movie, but it wasn't surprising.
There was like 5 peaks at the end. Like,
yeah, I
That's
went
true,
from.
though, honestly.
Oh, okay.
there was that one, and then there was the betrayal, and then there is him fake saving his mother, which I was watching it and I was like, nah, this is a bootleg Spider-Man ending where he decided to let Aunt May die, and that was a terrible copy.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then they were double crossed. I actually felt when Maddie was killed off. Maddie is the pyro of their gang, and then Freddy is the brawn of their gang. I didn't like that they were killed off just because I actually
felt bad whenever
they didn't sorry, go ahead.
They were like, I don't know, I guess I don't know how they made those 2 characters more relatable than the other ones, but they somehow did it, and I was more attached to the side characters than I was the main characters.
Yeah, I was gonna say
it
wasn't too much, but at the same time, everybody felt like a side character. Like no one was like super important. I didn't feel attached to anyone specifically. I mean, maybe Connor, but even him, I was kind of like, you're turning into the bad guy, dude.
Yeah.
And then, man, the police were ruthless, and they didn't want a part of any of the power. But it turns out Connor actually had to go to a detective, which his name's Alex Parks, and they needed to go to him so that he could basically cut a deal with him about psych and getting Marcus Sutcliffe. That's the word I'm looking for. And honestly, my favorite character was Nia because I just felt so bad for her.
Me too. And I think the reason why the movie didn't stick is because everyone was a bad guy. There wasn't a good person at all in that movie. Like, even the healer wasn't a good person. She was also a druggie. Like, it just no one was good in the movie. Everyone was just terrible people.
And I think that is where the director was wrong, the misdirection, because I didn't know what direction he wanted to take, and at the beginning it made it sound like, oh yeah, they're the supers to humans, they're bad guys, and I thought we were gonna see like a side of them that, oh no, they're not all bad guys. No, they're all basically criminals.
At the end, there was gonna be like a redemption arc for Stephen Amell's character, but instead he just goes right back to being a drug dealer, and everyone just like, even though Connor apologized for and went and turned himself in, it didn't feel genuine. Like he was crying, but like he was like, okay, cool.
That's why I really felt like everyone was the villain. So at the end, when it came to his mother, and he decided to like fake, like not really heal her, I was like, okay, which way are you going? Are you the good guy or the bad guy? I really thought he was just gonna kill the girl.
Me too. I thought he was just gonna go all in and just not give a crap.
And I wanted him to too. Which sounds bad, but like,
oh my god,
it sounds good. Like it would have.
Nah, Connor didn't even really have a redemption. Like he straight up, it went from Marcus pulling a gun on Nia, like he's the bad guy, and then it went from Connor, instead of being like, oh well, it's okay, I guess you're free. I mean, he eventually freed Nia, but it went from that to him, no, you're gonna heal my mom. Gunpoint, like, and then honestly, what I found interesting but annoying, they went on a different, not a side plot, but there was like a little sad side point of the story with the detective, that Alex Parks, and how he was going to get his daughter. I don't know if they were divorced for a girlfriend or whatever, but he was going to get his daughter, and it was revealed that even though he's a detective, his daughter is actually powered.
Yeah, me too. And I
Yeah.
liked what they did with him, but I was under the impression that he was going to be like a rat and not get jail time for bringing down the whole organization whenever he was talking to that guy. And I thought that was the whole point of that conversation, was
Yeah.
to cut a deal.
Yeah.
Because he didn't even have to talk to that detective. He could have just left a tip if he didn't want to get out of jail for, doing that stuff.
Yeah.
So it didn't make sense, especially when that guy didn't even, like, he still pulled a gun on him and had a gun on him the entire time. So it's not like his side plot made him act more sympathetic. He still acted hostile towards him anyways.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. In the end, that's why I thought it was dumb. In the end, it didn't matter. Like, we didn't get to explore how his daughter actually was. We didn't explore anything else besides that little nitpick. Let me see here, because you pretty much covered what I was gonna say. Well, of course, Garrett and Connor, they go back and they kill Sutcliffe for double crossing them. We do find out that as healers, Nia, she heals. So I thought that was kind of cool. Like, they're not just invincible; they can't just keep healing themselves. So since Connor's mom was like absolutely about to die, like she was on her deathbed, Nia, like, if she healed her, like she's gonzo, like she's gonna inherit that and she will die. And that's why I like to explore Nia's character more, because I thought she was used as a toy for like a lot
Me
of
too.
reasons. And even Connor turns to hold her captive until his mother's saved.
Yeah, I did not like what they did with her character at all.
I think she easily could have been the main character.
Me too.
Honestly.
I think she should
Yeah.
have been the main character, honestly.
Yeah, they didn't make her that interesting. Besides, like, Howard, I really did feel for her, because I was like, they're just ruthless. Like I said, no one's a good guy.
Yeah, absolutely. No one was a good character. Everyone was bad in their own way, and it just wasn't good.
Yeah, the only real breaking point was whenever Nia was in pain, draining his mom, and Connor decided to not kill her and tell her to stop so she doesn't die, and then he just freed her, and he just realized, like, my mom's gonna die. So
Yeah, see, and that wasn't even like a noble decision to me. I think
mm-mm.
the noble decision would have been to not bring her there to begin with. So to me, that was just
Waste of
canceled
time.
out. Yeah, like you just okay, ha.
And then and then the end was weird. Let's talk about the end, because so the police, they found enough evidence against these individuals and the crimes they do. They put enough evidence so they could ban any use of the powers. And because they found Sutcliffe dead in the deal, and they found out that supers were doing this whole gang war. I did not like that at all. How are you going to put a ban on it if they're not going to stop using it? Like, what's the point?
They're not.
Yeah, I think every aspect of that movie was flawed. Like, I understand them wanting to go a direction where superheroes are perceived as bad or dangerous, the superhero movie. But
I think
the movie reminded me a lot, and I know y'all haven't seen this, but it reminded me a lot of the Tomorrow People and Robbie Mills and that. Honestly, if y'all have time, I would say check it out, because it's like the same concept, but everything wrong with the movie they got right in the show.
Oh, it's
okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it was really cool though.
Yeah. I don't know. This movie was very disappointing.
It was.
Like, even if I were just to be like not have heard anything about it, and I would have just seen it on Netflix and clicked on it, it would have been very disappointing.
Yeah, me too. We're not going to ratings yet. Give me a sec. What was not interesting, but it was just kind of weird. Garrett met with a guy at the end. This is why I think there's a sequel. We don't know who this freaking guy is at the end, the new man. And Garrett, he says, "Oh, well, since there's a ban, the demand for Psych is higher than ever." Which I said that could allude to a sequel, but at the same time, it's like these people don't change. Garrett's just going back into healing.
What is it? The whole point of them rating the big Psych run at the end of the movie was because he owed the person he was talking to at the end all that money.
Yeah.
And that was the point of them doing robbing banks and stuff, was to help pay off that debt.
Yeah.
But
well, that's what I mean. Like he's like, oh well, the demand's higher now. He's just gonna keep doing that, doing his thing.
I don't think there's
closure.
There was no room for a sequel to the movie. It was just bad.
I don't think so either. But Netflix. What's funny is at the end when Connor started talking to his mother's grave, and like he was basically showing like, oh yeah, this was a hard decision for him to make, blah blah blah. He did it because he's supposedly not selfish, but that did cross for me. And I kind of thought like, oh, that's what his mother would have done. That's kind of what he's thinking. But it wasn't very sympathetic at all. Like I did not feel for him when he was talking to his mother's grave.
Neither did I.
And it was only like for a few seconds too. So I was like, okay. What I did like, and see, Nia's my favorite character, and she's not even like someone that I'm like, oh, yeah, like absolutely, I love her, because she finally talks with her father. I thought that was a really nice.
With
moment.
her father, yes.
Father.
We didn't even show her talking to her father. It just sat down, smiled, and then it cut away, which sucked to me. I was really hoping there would be a conversation there.
Yeah, but I was curious too because I didn't know who that was at first until he like finally walked out, and I was like, oh shoot, that's like really cool because now that he's dead, like technically he doesn't have to pay a debt, and so yeah, that's how it ended, and it ended with Nia. It should have started with Nia.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
So what are your ratings, boys?
Are we doing out of 5 or out of 10?
Let's do out of 10.
I give it a 4.
Oh my god. I didn't think it was that bad, but I can see that.
5 is right in the middle, mediocre, and I think it was just under mediocre.
5.5, 6 maybe.
Don't be IGN, bro. Give it a solid number.
Yes, please.
6.
6? I'll go 5. I'll go 5, just because I don't think that I like super enjoyed it, but at the same time, it was a little unique. I liked the way that they were bad guys, but I didn't want them to be bad guys.
I would have given it a 5 if the fight scenes were a little cooler.
The fight scenes were
the fight scenes weren't that cool.
Sutcliffe was a piece of crap, dude. Like he was nothing when they killed him.
Like I don't know how you can make a superhero fight scene uninteresting, but they did.
But they did.
Yeah.
That's why I give it a 4. I think it would have been 5 if either the fight scenes had been better or the ending had been better. But since both of those were kind of below par, I think that makes the rest of the movie below par.
And even Connor, like we said earlier, he only had one power. No, Connor, get out here. And he's like, yeah, with one shot.
Zap, zap,
Yeah,
zap,
that
zap.
was.
He literally does nothing. But
His most impressive feat was the fence in the beginning of the movie.
True.
yeah, and that's sad because he
Honestly.
barely learned how to do that. And they were showing a montage of him learning all this new crap. But
And he didn't use any of it whatsoever. He just zapped a big flying thing with lightning.
I mean, I guess his power grew, but still nothing unique. So that's that, I guess. Next week we will be talking about Extraction. If y'all don't want spoilers, I recommend y'all go watch that. It has Chris Hemsworth and it's directed by Sam Hargrave. It just came out sometime last week, maybe 2 weeks ago. It's on Netflix, and yeah, that's what we'll be discussing. And we will have our other co-host Alex on here for that next time, hopefully. He was rung up with some things, and we just could not get another day to schedule. So, yeah. Got anything else for us, boys?
No, I think we're good.
I think we're good. Successful podcast, first episode.
All right, first episode. If y'all want more, make sure to follow us on Apple Podcasts, right? And Spotify. And we also posting this one on YouTube if y'all want to see our beautiful faces right here.
That'll
Our ugly
also
boy faces.
The Hooligan Hangout
yeah,
channel,
yeah,
not to be confused with the Hooligans channel. completely
Yeah,
different.
that one's garbage. You don't need to look at that one.
That one's gonna
It's
also be
garbage
making a
because I'm not
comeback.
in it. That's why they made a new one. 'Cause
It's
they know
also
people would be
it's
good.
also making a comeback. Don't let them
For shizzle.
don't
For
let them
shizzle.
fool you.
All right. Peace. We're out of here.
Yeah. But